Hello. Welcome to Do You Want Fries with That? The only podcast where we talk about the craziest customer service stories firsthand from those working in the customer service industry. Because we've all had those days that made us want to quit. And let's be honest, this is the only therapy that we can afford. I'm your host, Elana Rose, and I'm here to serve up your tea piping hot. Welcome. Welcome to episode 6 of the show. I have a wonderful guest joining me today, someone who I lived with for 4 years and have known for 10.
Lots of years. Was it 4 years?
Yeah.
It was 4 years.
I know. Tell us your name.
Oh, yeah. My name is Jaime Plum. Thank you for having me.
Of course, Jaime. Tell me, was I a good roommate?
Sure, okay.
Okay, great. No further comments on that.
Moving on.
Welcome in, Jaime. Tell me, we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah. Went to college together.
That's right.
That was fun.
We both really got a good degree, right? You know, the most useful degree you can get.
You know, a lot of criticism is leveraged against or fielded against people who got liberal arts degrees, and they're right to do so.
Yeah.
It's a bad degree.
It's a bad one.
It was a bad decision. Seemed fun at the time. Did not see COVID coming. We graduated in 2020.
Correct.
Which I think is objectively the worst time to enter the industry.
It was god awful.
It's like we knew some people that had graduated right before us who got like their start. They got an agent. They got guest spots, co-star roles. They started to get.
This was before verticals too.
Yeah, before verticals even took off. I remember my first agent sent me for verticals when they were first being like conceived during like the pandemic. And I remember thinking back then, I was like, what is this really lame stuff that is like, this isn't going to go anywhere. Like,
terrible,
this
right?
isn't what I wanted to do. And, you know, time makes fools of us all. That's the point.
And now you're on a podcast.
Yeah.
With 12 listeners.
Hey, it's a mighty 12.
Shout out to you 12 listeners out there.
We appreciate you a
We
lot.
do.
I really appreciate it.
I do. I talk about you a lot. Yeah. In any case, Jaime, you're here today to tell us a story of working out in the world. Tell me, how long have you been working in essentially customer service or with people, answering phones, going people, persons?
So I worked, my first ever job was at a place, I don't even remember the name, but it was Pump It Up. That was the name. It was a party place for children with a bunch of inflatable like jungle gyms
and how old
and like
were you?
Slides. I was like maybe 6, 17, something like that. That was my first ever job. That was like the summer in high school. And I only got it because my parents told me, you can't just do nothing all summer. You have to get a job.
Yep.
I was like, fine. It was terrible. I was really bad at it. I mean, I was bad at the job. I didn't know how to deal with kids. I'm a very strict rule follower. That's just who I am, which is not a good quality to have in a customer service environment. Because every customer is like, oh, but you can make an exception for me and mine, right? Like, I know that the special ended 4 days ago,
right?
But, you know, my child is like 3 years old and it's his birthday.
Then they go into the pity. They go into the pity party of like, my son's turning 16 and my mom's in the hospital. I'm like, what does this have to do with you?
Yeah. It's just like
wanting to buy a new lawn chair.
I have a really vivid memory of like the first time I got in trouble at work was because we had this rule, you have to have socks on when you're on the bouncy castles, right?
Of course.
So there was like a 4-year-old kid on there without a socks on. I was like, hey kid, you got to put your socks on. You got to come off.
So wait, not only did you set up these bouncy you like.
No. I was basically the monitor.
So you would stand and watch.
I would stand and watch, make sure no one like died. But we had to deflate them at the end of each day. And I had to manage the music. There was still like CDs in like a CD player. This was like, 2014 or something like that, right?
Good year.
For some it was a good year. But I told this kid to come down. And I immediately got a stern talking to from the supervisors. Like, look, I know that you want to follow the rules, and that's great. They are our rules, but we need you to be more flexible with our own rules. It's like, why? I don't get it.
What is with this mental gymnastics?
So the kid started crying. He'll get over it. He'll be fine.
It builds character.
It builds character.
But in any case, Jaime, did you bring a story for us today?
I did.
Oh.
I did.
And
I never answered your original question. How long I've been doing this? So direct to consumer was my first like 3 to 4 jobs. And now I work almost exclusively business to business, which is still customer service in its own terrible way.
Yeah.
But it is less insane. Like there's a more standard level of professionalism that everyone maintains, which is nice. It's also more boring.
Yeah.
You know? So
but it's all like
it's a different
the emails of like per my last email sorts of.
Yeah, it's so many people don't read.
No.
Like it would say like, please use this, shipping label. 2 weeks later, they're like, hey, are you gonna send us the shipping label? And I was like, per my previous email. And they're like, oh, why didn't you remind us to read your email?
We see this all the time. I work right now as an event coordinator all the time. Everything is in the emails. I said everything. I sent out 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, 7 days.
Yeah.
I do it for every event. And you think people read what I send them?
No.
They don't.
No.
And it has everything. It has all of their stuff. And they're like, hey, where's this? Or do you have the final payment? I'm like, yeah.
And it's here. It's always like, oh, I'm sorry. It must have been in my spam. You must not have sent it to the right email. Why didn't you remind? It's never their fault that they didn't read your email. It's like,
it's fine.
It's nuts.
Just know that's why I said so many. In any case, you brought a story for us.
I did bring a story. This is a fun one.
Jaime?
Yeah.
Do you want fries with that?
I think I'm legally mandated.
Mandated?
Mandated.
Then let's try it again, shall we?
I'm required to say yes.
So is that a yes?
Yes, I'm in love.
Okay.
Guys, I can't imagine anyone saying no. Like, even if they didn't have to say yes, why would you ever say no?
Why would you ever turn down
It's delicious.
If you turn down a fry, you're a psychopath. Okay.
Yeah. You can't trust people.
Here they are, getting up close to the camera on this shot. There it is.
That's in focus.
Fully out. These are crinkle cut fries with Cajun seasoning and a barbecue sauce, if that's your thing.
These are really good.
Thanks. I've been experimenting with my air fryer.
Air fryer is so good.
It's great. They're a little cold. So sorry.
They're delicious.
Right. Okay, Jaime. Whenever you're ready to regale us with a tale or two.
Oh, dear God. Okay. So my current employment is way less interesting than crazy places, right? It's that sort of boring competency.
Yeah.
That
you go to work.
That you go to work and you know, everyone has at least a decent sense of what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
No one is crazy. No one is selling cocaine in the back.
Or in the front.
Yeah. There's no like racial slurs being tossed around.
That's great.
Right. So my last place of employment was measurably worse. It was quite bad. Quite bad. It will remain nameless. I think that's probably the classy thing to do.
Do you like to put a code name for it or to it in some way?
Sure. I don't know what to call it.
What is the industry it's involved
in? It's food service.
Okay.
We did both direct to consumer and business to business. Let's call it Sky Monkey. I worked for Sky Monkey LLC, which was
it doesn't exist, and if it does, it's not what we're talking about.
Yeah. It's completely made up.
Don't go to Sky Monkey and start streaming their Yelp.
Yeah. I'm sure I just gave some real company out there the biggest shout out they've ever had.
Sky Monkey LLC.
Sky Monkey LLC. But this was a place where I liked my immediate coworkers. Right? My immediate manager was really cool. We worked really well together. I would always ask, like, are there more things that I can do? Do you need help with anything? And because she is who she is, she would naturally refuse and try and do it all herself. And she was really cool. There was a lot of great people there who really wanted to do a good job and really wanted to work well. And then there was the leadership, all of whom were categorically either evil, rude, or insane, almost to a man. It was bonkers. So the CEO was a terrible person, did not like him.
And why is that?
Well, he's an able-bodied guy, right? There's nothing wrong with him. And I watched him ask our 7-month pregnant coworker to lift heavy boxes so that he could go and have a cup of coffee inside.
Classic.
It was a classy act, that it was like, way to go, dude.
Way to go.
There was a lot of stuff like that. He tried to get a woman who had just given birth like a month prior to come back into the office. And she's like, "No, I can't. I'm taking care of my kids. Like, you can do all that stuff here in the office." And she was like, "I don't think so."
I'm not.
I think perhaps not. So he was just a really unempathetic dude, always trying to find a way to squeeze every hour of labor he could from his people. No one liked him. People would schedule their entire days around him being there. So we had sales reps who would actively not come into the office because they knew he was in town. He would take incredibly long vacations for like months at a time. And he's like, "You're running this business. Why are you not working harder than everybody else?" But he's actively working the least.
Yes.
So not that that's unusual, but
no, very usual.
Very common, very common. But he was not the only person who was terrible. We had a lot of sexual harassment complaints. That place was a lawsuit waiting to happen. Did not even know that I was the beneficiary of like 2 different class action lawsuits for stolen wages. I had no idea this. I just got a check in the mail.
I remember because Chris also did.
Yes.
You had it at the same time. You guys were like,
exactly. It's like, oh, I didn't know that the company was being sued 2 different times while I was working there.
I could have guessed it, but here it is.
It made sense after we got the checks. But yeah, it was an insane place to work. But what I would argue is the worst person was our human resources director.
No.
To the shock and surprise of all, human resources is not there to help you. They're there to protect the company. That's their job, right? Mm-hmm. So the only time they'll step in and do something is if the company is in jeopardy.
Yep.
Now, a well-run company would recognize sexual harassment is bad for business. It is generally...
Sure, it sounds like a great business.
Well, sometimes it's a pipe dream, you just want to believe in the good of people. And just time after time, the company proves you wrong. So we had this lady who was an important part of the story.
Sure.
Not only the head of the human resources department, she was also the head of accounting.
I can see that you're right. They did not hire enough people.
No, they really cut corners.
You can't have an accountant also be the head of human resources.
Not just an accountant, the head of accounting. The head of accounting is the head of human resources, which you would think is some kind of conflict of interest.
It is.
Well, anyway.
But they would know that because the head of JAR obviously was not monitoring that.
Unrelated to my story, there was definitely some sort of backdoor deal going on between the head of accounting and the CEO. Like, there were so many bills that were left unpaid at this company. So many credit lines that we had like maxed out and then not paid. Like, some tax people are going to have a field day with an audit.
Don't you know that when you have enough money that you just
don't pay
it, and then you just say, "Oh, I'll send it through to whatever. If my business account, and they'll just get taxed and then audited by the IRS."
Well, they still haven't been audited to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, so the story begins with her already being a really, really rude individual, like constantly attacking people, constantly being disrespectful. Again, the head of human resources. I can't emphasize this enough.
I feel like I've heard this so many times that like there's an HR rep at any company, the worst. And I'm like, what? That's like so beside the point.
Like, I can't imagine if you think of it of like in good faith, you're a human resource director really trying to do a good job, you're going to see some weird stuff. It's only a matter of time where someone is like, "Sir, you need to stop sniffing your coworker's hair. It's making everyone uncomfortable." And like, it has to affect you in some way.
For sure. You definitely, as an HR person, probably have a therapist on call.
You need to. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, can anyone afford healthcare now? But like,
no, this your healthcare.
Exactly. So it's, I want to try and have some level of empathy for this person. Like, I don't know what she's had to go through as the head of HR,
and
especially And especially at a place this deranged,
Okay.
like this poorly managed, but she was already a piece of work. No one liked her. And one day we had a new logistics director because the last guy got let go and they brought in this other guy. Let's call him Billy. Billy, the logistics director.
Billy, the logistics director. And what are we calling HR?
HR lady. This is going to get really confusing because all these are fake names.
Billy, we could just call her HR lady.
HR lady.
HR lady and Billy, the logistics director.
Yeah, Helen. There we go.
Helen,
HR lady Helen.
Helen and Billy.
Helen and Billy. Somehow, Helen was under the impression that Billy was a snake and had stabbed her in the back somehow, either by complaining about her to
herself.
I mean, like, I imagine that I'm pretty sure he spoke to like the co-CEO or one of the founders because she's the head of HR. Who do you complain to?
You can't.
So I guess she was livid about something like that. Comes into the main building, right? Which is where I work. My coworkers work. Billy, the logistics director, is behind this really shit door that doesn't even have like a closing at the bottom. So all the sound comes through the door.
Yeah.
There's no like audio muffling coming from this room. So she storms in, goes past us, goes straight to the door, starts shouting at him at the top of her lungs, calling him a snake, a weasel. Is like, who do you think you are? Do you know who I am? Stuff like that.
I'm Helen, head of HR.
Helen, head of HR. And he like steps up, closes the door. The door was wide open for a solid 18 seconds. He's like, perhaps this is best had in private. So he closes the door. The screaming goes on for anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour. And it's really intense, like the entire time. And the best part is a customer comes in during this madness, comes in and like hears the screaming and like turns around, right? She's just there to pick up her product. And we're like, we're really sorry about this. And she's like, what's going to, I don't know.
Probably that stuff.
And it's like, I'm here to pick up, and we give it to her. I don't even remember if we charged her. Like, I'm pretty sure we just tried to get her, like, I'm so sorry about this.
Just take it.
Just take it.
And run.
I'm sorry. I remember getting a phone call from a client calling to place an order, and they could hear the screams through in the background from the other line. They were and they were asking us like, "Here, is everything okay? Are you guys all right?"
Is there a gunman in the building, or are you guys safe?
He's like, "Are you guys safe? Like, what's happening?" And we're like, "Yeah."
Mentally?
Yeah, no. And so eventually, this ends. She storms out. And we're all just sort of shaken by the things we heard and the things we saw. Flash forward, a couple days or maybe a week later, we get an email from the co-founder of the company saying, it's like, hello, we understand that an incident occurred.
The incident.
Would you like to file a complaint? And I filed the most scathing complaint I could possibly fathom. I thought about this for like hours. I crafted a beautiful email calling like, this is unprofessional beyond measure. It makes no sense that this person would be the head of HR who people should ostensibly feel comfortable coming to in vulnerable moments. She should be removed immediately. This makes no sense. This was unconscionable. She still works there. For sure. To my knowledge. And the natural conclusion is that no one faced consequences and nothing changed. That is the end of the story. It was terrible. We were all afraid. No one feels comfortable going to her for anything, and she still works there.
Wow.
Paid more than all of us.
Of course.
Naturally.
Of course she is.
Right?
Of course.
I genuinely think a whiteboard where you could like file a complaint and then erase the complaint would be better at the job than her. This was
a place that you left, and Chris used to work there too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Chris, who was here in episode 2, also worked at this place.
He got me the job.
And are you thankful?
That's complicated. I paid the bills for a little. It doesn't pay well. My God, does it not pay well? You know what drives me nuts in customer service?
What?
The management, the leaders are always so quick to thank you for like, you guys have the hardest job. I'm so thankful that we have you on our team to make the customer's experience good.
Yeah.
Improve the reputation of the brand and the company. Here's a pizza. We will not be giving you a raise.
Oh, well, you're talking about the infamous pizza party.
Oh my God. So many lives were saved at the crux of that pizza party.
Why would
so
I
many
want
of them.
healthcare and
Healthcare and a raise and a living
raise.
wage when you have a pizza party.
I can have a pizza
You
party.
get free lunch, a
Yeah.
free, really poorly constructed
It
lunch.
reminds me of high school. It's beautiful.
You know your career is not going well when high school is the memory you retreat to feel better about how life is going.
Correct.
That's not a good sign.
No.
Life is not going great.
No, and it's so true. What you say is like when you are the not entry level, but you are the bottom of the totem pole, working your butt off.
You are the churn and burn, right?
Yeah.
They hire you, they squeeze out as much labor and value out of you as they can. And when you're a broken mess of a human being, they toss you to the street, say thanks a lot. Good luck in the job market.
Yep.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. And doing that is like, I try to with like what I do is because since I'm not a manager where I am, but I'm more of like a team lead, I guess I was what I would call
You're
it.
a step below like GM.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Just in terms of what I'm doing with events.
Leadership.
It's weird. And you want to know why it's weird? I just recently at our last employee party had this conversation with some of the other like servers and things. And I was like, guys, I was doing what you were doing for the longest time. And now I'm doing like the leadership stuff. And I get imposter syndrome every effing day where I'm just like, I don't want you to feel like I'm putting all the hard work on you. That's why I try to show that like, I will move the stuff. I will do this. I will do that. And when you're in office, you're doing all the working with clients and then also working with your other staff members. And it's like, we do different things there. And obviously every place is different and it's run differently. And especially with like an event place versus just a restaurant versus, a bar, etc. But I just had this conversation where I was like, it is weird because it's like, I feel so weird telling people to do something. Well, I was like, hey, could you?
It's because you
don't do that thing.
Built an empathetic bone in your body.
Yeah.
You've done that job. You know how hard it is, right?
Yeah.
Your goal is to support your team.
I'd like to.
Right?
Yeah.
So that makes you a good leader. My God, do most people in positions of leadership not deserve to be in positions of leadership?
Yeah.
They're really bad at it.
People get a power trip thing about being.
They love telling you what to do.
Yeah.
This is not everybody. I've had good managers.
Yeah.
I've had good leaders.
Yeah.
And my God, does it make a difference?
It does.
Not only is it like, I don't dread going to work every day, which already impacts you as a worker.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I want to work harder, right? Because I know that someone has my back, they're batting for me.
Yeah.
If something happens, they'll be there for me.
Yeah.
And they treat you with respect and dignity.
Yeah.
That happened once.
Well, it's because we're all in the
One time.
trenches, right? Like we're all doing the shit.
God, that reminds me. So I was working at this place when AI first like really was hitting the internet and people were really playing with it, right? ChatGPT had been around for a little while by then, but it was really popular when I was working at this place at Sky Monkey LLC.
Yes.
And one of our coworkers was a young guy. He loved generating AI images for fun. And he generated one that was the name of the company, and it was a World War I trench. And he like had I think he had, I don't know about this, but I remember him having images of some of the workers being like imposed by the AI into the trenches. People were like shot, missing limbs, and he hung it on the wall.
Place of business.
In our place of business. The CEO saw it, and he was like, "Oh, what's this?" And we're like, "Oh,
how we feel."
It's this dude thought it was funny, and he's like, "Oh, it's a trench. Oh, and it has the name of the company. That's cute." And then they left, and then nothing happened. It was weird. It was really bizarre.
It's like you guys and your imaginations.
Yeah, it's like, "Oh, you rascally scam."
You artists all working here for part-time.
I don't think it was. I think that guy who made that image was there to help fund his education. I think he was getting a nursing degree.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Like when you work, that's why I think I talked about this on one episode before too. It's like, so a lot of the times people will do customer service jobs part-time, full-time to support them in different ways. And that's why it's always so ironic to me when people and like customers or other management will be so shitty to you or so hard on you for the job you're doing or being like, work harder, be better. And it's like, I am. I am. This is what I'm doing to do this other thing that's going to sustain me and support me and make me feel
every day I wake up is a victory. Like my spirit is thoroughly broken.
crushed.
Yeah. And it's a sad thing that, and you and I experienced this in like acting and, creative circles, right? Because you have this huge surplus of human capital, right? Everyone wants to do this job.
Everybody.
Or in the case of customer service, it's an easy job that anyone could do, right? Not that everyone knows how to do it or can do it well, but you could hire pretty much anyone and train them in a couple weeks just to have someone doing the job. And because of that, they don't have to treat you well. Therefore, they don't treat you well, right?
Because they're expendable.
Because you're expendable, right? It's really, really sad. If you really want to learn what companies are willing to do to you, look to a industry that has way too many people trying to find a job, because that shows you what they are happy to get away with, right? They don't do this to, or I guess they do now, but back in the day, they didn't do this to like coders and Silicon Valley people because they had a lot of power, right? It was a really, really high education position. There was not enough people to work those jobs, and they got great pay. They got great benefits. They had a lot of power, and now generative AI is here.
It's true.
Right? So it's really sad.
It's hard, but it's not the end of the world.
I try so hard to find the silver lining.
I know.
It's so hard.
I think that is what it is. It's like, you have to find the things that fulfill you in your life.
Yeah, like find stuff outside of work. That was hard for me to find for a long time.
Especially if you work, sometimes with customer service jobs, you work 8 hours a day and then more. It's like you'll do 8 and then sometimes you'll work OT or double 2 jobs. So that means you're working anywhere from 8 to 12 to 16 hours. If you work 2 jobs to support your family or
there was a period where I was working 2 jobs. I did that customer service job and I was working survey work.
Yeah, the surveying. The surveying. The survey.
That was how, like, I think
tell us about
every job I've had has sucked to some degree.
Yeah.
But each job I've had has gotten slightly less awful. Each iteration.
Yeah.
The survey work was both. Okay. So I worked in film. I didn't work for Film LA, but I was like Film LA affiliated. I would go to neighborhoods where they were going to film some project. And they would give me like a satellite image of the neighborhood with like a red box drawn. Right? And they're like, everyone in this box needs to be informed that filming is happening. And you need to ask them if they have any questions or concerns. It's like, okay. So I had to go and do that job. I was paid by like it had a base pay of like anything under 50 signatures was, this amount. Anything more than that was like $3 per signature or whatever.
Interesting.
And it was long hours, depending. Sometimes it would be really quick and that'd be great. And sometimes it was really long. Yeah. But I had the most insane interactions with people in that job that I've ever had in my life. Someone threatened to shoot me.
Why?
Because I had flyers and I got on his property. And he shouted at me from the window. First of all, this dude already looked like he was living in the apocalypse. His front yard was strewn with like discarded tractors and like pieces of sheet metal and bicycles in the middle of suburban Los Angeles.
And remember, these people own homes, and me and you will never own a home in our lives.
Life isn't fair, Elana.
These people.
Yeah.
Oh.
So he threatened to shoot me if I didn't get off his property. So I left quite quickly. Luckily, I was not held accountable for people who threatened to shoot me. Like I told them this is what happened. I would like write in the report and they would be like, okay, that's fine. You don't need to go back. Like, thank you.
You don't have to go back. Probably thinks you're bringing papers for the apocalypse.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. A lot of people would assume I was there to sell them stuff. Yeah. Which I, hate as an individual. Right. Get your sales. Greasy hands out of my wallet, please. I have another story about salespeople.
Go on.
I don't like salespeople. But back to your point of like, you have to find the little things. One of the really awful things about customer service is the one asshole dominates your day. Yeah. When 20 kind people get forgotten instantly. Yeah. It's a real bummer. And that's just how our brains work, I think.
Yes.
Like I remember some really nice individuals doing that job. They would like offer me water. It's like, do you need is like, hey, he was like, it's hot out there. Can I get you something?
Like a lemonade?
Yeah, like a lemonade. Someone offered me a lemonade
I
one
love
time.
a lemonade.
It was really sweet. And I remember doing a job that was really high stakes for this one company because they needed like X amount of signatures to film there at all. A little secret about the film business. Depending on the city that you're in, either you can do nothing about it, or if you organize, little hint for all of the workers out there, if you organize as a community, you can stop filming there entirely or force everyone to be paid in order to film there.
Ooh.
So there was one neighborhood, it was they told me it was the most filmed like strip of houses in the entire LA area. And every time everyone had to agree and everyone got paid a minimum of like $2,000. Like
That's great.
And they got filmed there all the time because they, as like an HOA, organized and told, you know,
If you wanna film
filmmakers, if you want to film here, you have to pay everyone because it disrupts everyone's lives.
And guess what?
right?
If a place wants to film somewhere badly enough, they will pay.
They'll pay.
They have the money. Don't think they don't have the money.
I think
they do.
I think there's a tax thing of like
Sure.
under $500, you don't have to declare it, right?
Yeah.
It's just not enough. And over that, you have to do some tax stuff. So I think it was like right below the tax minimum. It's like you just get $500.
Yeah.
With some level of frequency, a couple
Okay.
times a year. But those are the moments that like you would hope really make the day worth it.
Yeah.
But what you end up doing is you keep focusing on the negatives.
But the good news is those negative stories you can actually turn into a positive by
It's a fun story.
coming onto a podcast and telling me about them.
Capitalizing on our bad stories.
Well, that's what it is. It's like I've noticed anytime I work in customer service or when I've, worked with bad clients or bad guests, I afterwards, we get in the back, we go into dry storage, cry about it a little bit. And then you're with your coworkers folding silverware, you're doing roll-ups and you're just shit talking. You're talking about it the whole time. And it's great because then everyone's like, oh, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it builds solidarity.
It does.
You know?
And then you get closer with the people around you to just like support each other, which is interesting because it's true. One bad apple creates community. So that person who's now the worst, now you're like, okay, me and my coworkers, I got your back. That person never comes back and does something shitty again. Guess what? We're there to help you. And sometimes we're there to kick that person out. Sometimes we're going to tell that person not to come back.
There's some crazy stuff out there.
No, there's things that have happened where I've wanted to like stand up for even my manager when a bad guest has been just the worst to her. And I have to be like, and it has affected her like and her day entirely. And I would be like, do you want me to call her? Do you want me to call her and just like really just like get into it? And she's like, no. I'm like, no, because I will. I humanize people to the point of like, I am not scared of you as a client. I'm not. I will talk to you like person, like you'll talk to me as a person. And usually that's what works the best because what we're doing is we're doing something that it's not brain surgery. I don't work in brain surgery. I work to do like some important events for people and like in their life. And I think that is really important. And I want to make that a great experience for you. If you treat me terribly, if you treat my staff terribly, I'm not afraid to tell you that you're acting that way. I'm not afraid to do that because it humanizes me, it humanizes you so that we collectively can have a good experience in making your event great or your time with us great. I would be remiss if I said that like someone was being unacceptable if I went and didn't tell them because then my staff was not having a good time. Like if my staff ultimately is not enjoying serving you or giving you the best experience possible because you're being a jerk to them, don't you want that to be resolved? Don't you want that to be fixed? To be like, look, your event is going to be better if we can just like turn this attitude around. If we can just like change the vibe up in here. Let's do a little bit of that.
And you're not afraid to do that?
Nope.
No, I am. I'm afraid to do that. I can't imagine anything worse than telling someone with a bad attitude.
You don't.
Can we turn your attitude around? Can we turn that frown upside down?
And I don't say that. I want to be clear. I don't say that. It's usually, I can tell when people are stressed because of X, Y, Z. Sure. I'm like, what can we do? Like, this thing has already happened. Like, let's say something goes wrong. Like, okay, this thing has already happened. We cannot focus on this anymore. What can we do next to move forward to make this better? And I think that's what it is people who have that mentality or who are just like stressed out about that kind of stuff, especially with events, is they focus, just like how we do, on the one bad thing out of all the good things.
Yeah.
And so what you have to do is redirect people's focus to be like, this thing happened, let's move forward. And that's the hardest part, is you sometimes want to dwell on those bad customers, those bad guests, because it's easy to do.
Yeah. So that's your talent, is really, and you're a really positive person. You're really good at this.
Thank you.
My talent is that I'm a human punching bag.
No, you're not.
So my strategy in customer service is to let people keep hitting me until they eventually tire and say thank you, and then they leave. So they don't tip me well, but they say thank you.
That's
you
cool.
know. That's my talent as a customer service person.
But it took me a while to get here. I mean, there's times when I first started working in customer service that like those things really did affect me, because you take things really personally, and then you're like,
well, when someone shouts racial slurs at you, it's hard not to take it personally.
and I'll be honest, that has not happened to me.
Yeah,
so.
survey job, great job. Don't do it. Don't do it.
How'd you get through all that kind of stuff with like
rum? That's not true. I don't know. A part of it is like you compartmentalize, right? Work is work and it's over, and you come home and you do the things that make you happy, spend time with the people that make you happy. Yeah. I think that's probably the biggest thing that I've learned, is having a community to go to that's outside of work, it's removed from it, and have an activity, like something that you're passionate about, that you're not trying to make a living off of it, you just love it. Yeah. And doing that really, really is therapeutic. And being able to talk about how much work sucks with your coworkers also helps. Like the first thing we always talked about is how we're not paid enough. Yeah. It was like, the CEO's on vacation in Australia for 4 months. We will not be giving you a raise. Yeah. So that feels good. But you were telling me about these customers. I have just this image in my head of this real life human being who would come into that same job with Billy, Sky Monkey LLC. Thank you. He's straight up. Have you seen Atlantis? Yeah. The animated Disney film? Yeah. Remember the French mole man? Atlantis? Remember the French mole man? There was a man who looked like the French mole man. Like he had overalls, brown overalls. He was a shaved head. He was a big dude, but he had goggles on. He was always smeared with some kind of dirt. And he looked the same every time. He would come months apart to get his products, and he wore the exact same thing every single time.
And look, you remember him.
He's memorable. So if you ever feel like you're weird, be weird, dude. Be memorable.
Yeah. Be weird. Be memorable. That's great.
He's a weird guy.
That's a good bar.
Oh, thank you.
That's really good.
Be weird. Be memorable. It's a better way to live.
It is. And especially too, if like customer service stuff gets really monotonous, especially like when you do the same things every day. Yeah. Be a little weird. Be a little silly.
Did you ever like really try and push for like a raise when you were doing customer service? Like at an individual job, rather than like moving jobs?
Serving, no, because serving was always, you got paid the minimum wage plus.
Oh, it's so tip dependent.
So it's tip dependent. Anytime something's tip dependent, you are focused mainly on the tips. Got it. Minimum wage, obviously in LA, is better than some places. And especially in different counties, like West Hollywood is higher. Yeah. Then maybe not.
By the county, it's different.
Yeah, because of just the foot traffic, I think is what it is, or because things are more expensive, the minimum wage goes up.
It is insane how like 2 blocks completely changes how much things cost.
It's
here.
So true.
It's weird. Yeah.
And so because of that, minimum wage can be higher. So I would always just wait for the minimum wage to go up to know that was essentially my raise. It's like, this year minimum wage is $1.50 more. So there you go.
It's funny that you say that, because this last year we had a lot of inflation. Yeah. And I even like did the research and the math. So my purchasing power went down by 75 cents last year. Right. So I make, X dollars, and to have the same purchasing power 12 months after that, I would need X dollars and 75 cents. Okay. And so I asked for a raise. They politely said no. And then they said, okay, we'll give you a little raise. So they gave me 50 cents.
Oh,
So I'm still losing money.
But just 20 less.
But 25 cents less, which is, it just, yeah.
No, it's hard. And even asking for raises now can be hard and difficult.
I mean, it's always been uncomfortable.
It's not, and it shouldn't be. I think it's like, you should go in. It's okay if they say no. It's okay if someone tells you no. But like, especially though, if you work someplace really shitty, like if you're for poor Helen there, though we don't like her, support her from the story you told, she's working 2 leadership jobs.
And she's doing a bad job at both of them.
Well, then there you go. I was going to say, then she should probably get paid for both of those jobs, in fairness.
In theory, yes. And I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like if you're working 2 jobs, you deserve to be paid 2 jobs.
Don't
but
let it.
how many people out there are being asked by their manager, we need you.
That's what I'm saying.
A little more.
That's what I'm saying. Right. Is like, if that's what they'll do first, management will always, before hiring someone else, ask you to do double or do extra to supplement that without pay.
Yeah. That's because companies respond to one thing, and that's a threat. They will not, anyone who believes that hard work is going to get you a better standard of living, you have been fed a lie, my friend. You have been lied to. It is a fiction. I remember, and by the way, this is only true in shitty places, but you don't know if where you work is a shitty place until you start working there.
And leave for somewhere else.
So like there are, I'm sure, well-run organizations that recognize initiative and hard work and reward it. I have not worked there. I have not worked in any of these places. I'm sure they exist, but that's not my experience. So I remember at Sky Monkey LLC, which I love saying now, I went to like Billy, the logistics director, and I said, like, hey, I'm looking for a project. I would like to do more. I have an idea to create like an online database of all of our products with all of our wholesale pricing that our sales representatives can access on their phones.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, let me think about it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, why do you need to think about it? But I found the time to do it myself. And I took the time to do this. And then the time came for a raise and I was denied a raise. Like I find something that I think will help the company. I take the initiative to do it by myself on my time. I don't like any of my other work get compromised or suffer. And you don't get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
So if anyone thinks that you deserve a raise, and I'm sure you do, find another job that is willing to hire you for more money and then go to your manager.
Yes.
Hey, I have a job offer for 26 or $30 an hour. Can you match it? If not, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And you will be shocked how quickly their tune changes.
They'll pull that from a drawer somewhere. Yeah. They knew it was there the whole time.
Yeah, companies respond to one thing, and that's a threat. That doesn't mean firebomb your work.
No.
Be clear about that. I don't mean literal physical threats.
Don't get canceled. Don't get canceled.
This is it. My career's over.
Has it even begun?
You need to act like a capitalist as any worker, which is not fun. It makes you feel like an asshole. You would like you could just show up to work, honestly, do a good job and be rewarded for it. But that's not how a lot of people work.
It's also not how it used to be. And I think talking about that in general of like just where we are in capitalism and in America specifically, but things aren't how they used to be. And I think that to a certain level is okay. Like things are going to change and society's going to change and grow in different ways. And you have to be malleable to that. But the one thing that used to work for a long time in terms of financially being stable and growing your income and having a family and having the quote unquote American dream of building your own net worth, it doesn't happen the same anymore. It's not like it used to be.
Yeah, it's a different path now.
Like
it's always a different path. Every generation has their thing to deal with, and it's always changing and evolving. And this is just our challenge now. Because like the great moderation is over. Shit's weird now. Houses are really expensive. Stuff is cheap. Like I have a great TV. Yeah. Like if Louis the 14th showed up on my doorstep and he saw my car, he'd be like, dude, I'll give you half of France for this car. This looks awesome. And then he looks at me, he's like, why do you live in such a shitty house? If you have this cool kick-ass car, it's like that. It's because stuff is so much cheaper. No one's made new land. So that's still really expensive. Yeah. And services are really expensive, right? Healthcare is real expensive. There's nothing like, finding out that someone in your family is sick and simultaneously knowing that you're going to go bankrupt because it's messed up.
And that's going back to what I said too about having the at one point I had 4 jobs. You had 2. There's some people out there with families who have, again, 4 jobs, 2 jobs, however many jobs just to make ends meet to support their families. And that is what is unfortunate about healthcare in this country, and also about how jobs give you healthcare, or what they deem worthy to be able to give you healthcare. And that is, it is sad. It is sad that that is the case.
I do have a fun story to turn things back into a positive light.
I'll stick around. Listen,
this is, I don't recommend anyone do this, but I want to preface with that. Weird team building stuff at your work?
No, we
Not
don't.
at all.
No, we'll have like some meeting, like we'll have a quarterly meeting just to go over things, and then we'll have a holiday party at the end of the year, but nothing where we're like cheesy team building. No. I'll do it with my team. Like we'll go and do things as a core team because there's like 6 of us.
Okay.
But which is good for morale. I actually have learned a lot about like my core team just from doing those things. But nothing cheesy. Like let's go around and name our favorite childhood memory.
Well, I've never seen something like that. So I was doing a job, and they were doing like karaoke in the office, like
Fun.
people to come in. Well, for some, I didn't want to. Like I'm at work to work. I want to do a good job. I want to focus and get everything done. I have plenty to do. Like this, cute, fine. Like go do your thing.
Yes.
And I got reprimanded by my boss. I was like, why don't you want to participate in the group building activity, right? Go do something fun. And I said, you pay me enough to come to work. You don't pay me enough to smile. I said that out loud to my boss. Don't do this. I don't recommend anyone do this, but my God, did it feel good to say out loud.
That's crazy.
Well, because like if you want to improve people's, pay them more.
Well,
all of these like strategies that managers will do is like, we're going to have this event for people to come and, they're going to feel valued. It's all a magical dance to distract you from the fact you're not being paid enough.
Yeah.
They're trying to find ways to extract more value out of you than they're paying for.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't game that day. That day I was just like, I won't.
It's whenever I'm at work, when I would do serving, and now even when I, set up AV for events and stuff, I would always be told, like, they'll do the thing, guests, they'll do this thing where you say anything. If you're like, oh, what do you do? It's like in LA, oh, I'm an actor, I'm a musician, whatever. The worst thing you can do as a guest is go, oh yeah? Well, why don't you sing a little something for us?
Oh God.
Oh yeah, why don't you do a scene or something?
Why are you doing?
And then what I will always say is, yeah, I don't get paid to do that. If you ain't paying me to do it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. People love entertainment. They hate paying for entertainment.
Well, Jaime, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Thank you.
It's been a fun one.
Yes. No, it's great because I like hearing about the different, like when you said your type of customer service is different than, like, again, serving. It's a different space.
It's a different world.
And you're seeing a lot of the back end craziness that happens in that world because it happens so often in big and small businesses.
The little things that like corporations will do, that now that you're on the other side, you see it, and then you go back to the other side and you're dealing with them as a customer.
Yeah.
And you're like, hang on, I know what that is. I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
A manager straight up told me that salespeople have to lie to their customers in order to make a sale. Otherwise, you would never be able to make a sale. So it's like, you have to do it. You have to lie to them, which is insane. That's wild. Don't do that. This is why I don't like salespeople, is because I was told that they have to lie to me in order to make a sale.
Correct.
Have you ever met someone who's like really salesy?
Oh yeah. I mean, when I went to go purchase my first car, I knew exactly what to expect. Like, I knew what I was walking into. I had to literally research in order to
like strut up. Is like, that's a nice guy.
Oh, like that. There's like, I've met many people like that. I've met people who are, again, working in retail. I met some pretty amazingly like good salespeople in the terms of like extra sweet. And I think I talked about this in my like retail episode, but they will be so sweet to you in the way that to me was so disingenuous. But to other people, it works so well. Because when you sell clothes, or when you're selling perfume, or when you're selling makeup, the more like, oh my gosh, do you want to come try this? Oh, it looks so good. Oh my God.
There's a real
You need to get this. And that. There are people who are so good at it.
Yeah.
And I could never be one of those people because I can't lie like that.
I'm a broken man. Like I could.
But I'm severely impressed anytime I saw it work where I was like, yeah, you got that.
Yeah.
You got that. And I don't know what it says about you as a person. Or the opposite is you're like that at work, and then as soon as you clock out, you're like, let's go get a beer.
Yeah.
And then that is also virtually very impressive. That's almost acting. You're an actor.
In a way it is. I'm so allergic to feeling someone's grubby little hands reaching into my wallet that I have a gag reflex. It just makes me angry.
What do you do?
Well, I mean, I leave. I'm not, I've worked in service. I know people are trying to make a buck. Yeah. I'm sure they're not paid enough and life is hard. You don't need to be an ass.
Well, that's the thing about that kind of stuff too. It's like car sales and sales out door to door and everything else. You don't get paid a good hourly wage.
Oh, you're paid on commission.
You're paid on commission.
And we can tell.
We sure can.
We can tell that you're paid on commission. We can tell.
And I feel for that.
Yeah. But it's just like service. Like, I have no need to be an asshole about it. It's just like, I'm not interested and you leave.
Move on. Yeah. Move on. Jaime.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
It was my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for telling us about your time at Sky Monkey LLC. I swear this place is going to be like an indoor skydiving place.
I'm sure it exists somewhere. Like, it has to. Maybe abroad, maybe in like some really small town in Bangladesh, there's a place called Sky Monkey LLC.
No Sky Monkey LLC related to this man.
Completely unaffiliated. If you would like to be sponsored, let me know. I am expensive.
If Jaime,
yes,
I tell people at the end of these episodes, we do the job that we don't necessarily want to do so we can support ourselves in our creative fields in other ways.
My God, we don't want to do it.
But here we are doing it. And I don't mean to continue to complain about it, but that's what this whole podcast is about. So if you don't want to hear me complain about it, just click off.
Yeah, this might not be the one for you.
This might not be the podcast for you, but if you're into that sort of thing, that's what we're going to keep doing.
In which case, welcome.
But what is it that you do outside of your everyday work that is your passion, that if people could come and support you in that passion, what that is?
I'm an actor. I'm a voice actor. I'm a writer. If anyone would like to collaborate for any creative projects, they can find me on Instagram or on my website.
I will link those in the description
below. Is it literally below?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how YouTube works.
Spotify and YouTube, I think it's
It's fantastic. And I do have a book out that that is available for purchase.
What's your book about?
It's a science fiction novel about a really cool gunslinger on Earth when aliens have conquered the planet. And it's a fun time. Please buy it. It's called The House of Wolves, The Tether. And I think it's pretty cool.
Great.
I think it's a fun time.
I hope you think it's pretty cool. You did write it. You didn't, that might be a different question we have to ask.
We have a different problem. Thank you.
Oh, good. For all of you out there, just remember to keep your fries warm and your friends close.
Tip your waiter.
Tip your... Bye.